Luxury Casio G-Shock. Kind of doesn't go together, right? Well, yeah, they did it anyway. It does exist. And there are way higher levels that they exist in. But this is where we're at today. The G-Shock MRG Square. Big thanks to Tyler and the entire crew at Exquisite Timepieces in Naples, Florida, for being the authorized dealer for over 60 brands and working with the channel and just being a great seller, because they were great to me. Even before I was working with them with the channel, I've bought many watches there. They're my preferred authorized dealer for so many brands, many of which I share on the channel. And also Doxa. Guys, they have Doxa. It's awesome. I picked this up from Tyler not that long ago. Love the watch. Of course, I love G-Shock MRGs as well. I picked this guy up here, and I'm looking at even more. But this is the one we're looking at today. This is not one I'm looking at, but this is the one we are looking at. This is the G-Shock MRGB5000BA. I wonder if that stands for badass. -1. Retail price $4,000. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be much discounts on these guys. Some of them are hard to get. They really don't make a lot of these. But, you know, if you can negotiate a deal with my guy Tyler, best of luck to you, because maybe on some models, but some models are just more exclusive. And, you know, you're buying luxury. Maybe you shouldn't want to, you know, strike deals. Maybe you should just, like, pay the luxury price and just get it. I don't know. Whatever your feelings are on that, that's a separate topic. We're going to just talk about the watch. Measurements. Width, 43.4 millimeter. Lug to lug. Just the case, not counting the bracelet, is 49.5 millimeter. The thickness is 13.3 millimeter. And then there's not a lug opening, but the width here at the top where it meets the case is 25.4 millimeter, and the bracelet does taper down to 19 millimeter. Sizing this could be a challenge because you do have to push them out. It's not the spring bar one like you see like on these guys here, the old metal ones. So if you're picking it up in store, maybe just have them size it. But if you're, you know, competent at sizing the bracelets, you should be able to do it. Just get the right tools to do it and you'll be all right. Without removing any links in its full capacity like this guy here, it weighs at 115 grams. That's because there are some exotic titanium materials. I can't just say they're titanium in here because there are, although they're just not, no one else is really using these. Some of these materials were developed only for Casio G-Shock or potentially in other professional industries such as like aerospace or medicine, things of that nature. And you can see here, once we take a closer look, there's many different components. One of the big standouts is actually the bezel. Now this guy's DLC, this is in its raw form here kind of, but this is all DLC. And the bezel is actually made out of something that is patented and I believe only used by G-Shock. And I might not get the pronunciation correct, but it's Cobarian, and it is a cobalt chrome alloy 4 times harder than the standard titanium. So it is very tough, very scratch resistant, which in order to be able to do that, that also makes it very difficult to machine and polish and everything that G-Shock does. So that increases the cost of this watch. There's a lot of handcrafting, such as the bezel area and surrounding area has 25 different parts. You can kind of see how they're all individually done, and they are actually individually done. So they're manufactured individually, assembled, but before they're assembled, they're hand polished. On the G line, I still haven't found that video. If you guys have found that video, let me know. Somewhere on the interwebs, there's a video of the Casio G-Shock G line. It's literally shaped like a G, right? Like that. And they only have the most qualified technicians assembling the MRG series of watches from Casio G-Shock, as well as the Casio Oceanus line. So it gets special materials, special finishing, and special assembly by the most qualified folks in that organization. that also increases how long it takes to make them, how many are made, all of that good stuff, which then increases the price. So, you know, is the $4,000 price point justified? To some, no. Well, to me, yes, because I'm a G-Shock fanboy, and that's really who this watch is. Maybe even outside of that, there's going to be some people that just appreciate the craftsmanship and the materials used, such as the TI-64, which is also used in this, and the grade 5 titaniums. You can see even on the bracelet, those blue dots, those are individual pieces, whereas on the standard G-Shock, they're just milled out. They're not individual pieces. So super cool, fraction of the price, not as complicated, not as, what do you call it, fancy or exotic materials used as this one here. The clasp, still kind of the same with a little touch up with sleeve here. If we peel this back a little bit, you can see most, if not all of the G-Shock MRG watches that I've handled have this locking feature. So when you fold it over, you know, clasp down, we got all these strings here, so it's a little weird, but, and then you lock it down. Now you can't, it won't come undone. It's locked. You have 3 micro adjust, and then to undo it, if you get wrist claustrophobic, you just release that lock. Now it's still going to hold, it's still secure, but if you were to bump it, it could come undone, or if you intentionally want to do it, then yeah, that's the time to do it. So pretty slick option. Like I said, pretty much every MRG I've ever handled has that, but I can't confidently say that all the MRGs have it. Here's a look at the case back. It is a, again, solid titanium case back, screws into the case, keeping the 200 meter water resist. No hot spots on that. It's a nice engraving, but it is fairly smooth. Using the module 3501, keeping everything organized. And I know I didn't talk about the functions much, but there are a ton of videos out there covering that. It has the standard G-Shock square stuff. You can adjust the time, although you don't really need to, because it has Bluetooth connectivity, or it has the multiband 6. So depending on what area of the world you live on, it'll connect to those radio towers and sync that time for you, as well as keep it all tied together with the day and date, you know, leap years and like daylight savings time and all that stuff. You might have to manage a little bit, but it should take care of it. And then you have alarms, which you set when you sell the watch, so the new owners understand that the alarm works. You have stopwatch, you know, you go through the modes, standard stuff, world time, alarms, like I said, stopwatch, countdown, timer, and then back to your time, all that good stuff. So it doesn't have any like those extra sensors and stuff some of those bigger G-Shocks have. G-Shock Square, iconic, exactly what you need, nothing you don't need, gets the job done. Luxury version, because we're watch geeks. It just happens, right? So let me put it on my wrist, and then of course I'll show you the illumination. I was wearing the, like I said, the Doxa from Exquisite Timepieces. Man, look at that tan line. Should I maybe tan my wrist so I don't have a watch tan line? I don't know. But there it is in the DLC form with the blue. Thankfully, Tyler at Exquisite Timepieces was able to get one in and send it to me so I can share it with you guys. Because like I said, they're not impossible to source. You can find them, but they don't make a ton. I'm not kidding when I say that. Like, it's not like when you walk in to a watch dealer, and a lot of you guys do that. I go visit them too if I'm in the area. You go over to the G-Shock section. It's probably not likely you're going to see an MRG sitting there. That's how rare they are. You'll see some other stuff. Plenty of G-Shocks out there, but you're not going to see a ton of MRGs sitting there. You might see one occasionally. So people are buying them. I bought one. So I know I'm crazy, but there's other crazy people out there too. Now, let's turn off the studio lights and check out the backlight, which that's set. Let's probably leave it on the back. Oh, we'll just push buttons. We'll push buttons so the light comes on. I always forget. And you can set it up so automatically when it's on your wrist and you flip it up, it comes on. So it's not a big deal to set that up. But yeah, top right. So fades on, fades off, super legible, solar powered, all that good stuff. Charge it up, wear it. You know, for the MRG owners out there too, wear the MRG. It's just still a G-Shock. Get it out there in the wild. Wear it. Let people see that you guys are wearing them. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next vid.